Welcome to Brian's Bytes, bite-sized tech tips to help you take control of your technology and live better. In this episode, I'll be sharing some tricks that might be helpful if you find yourself working at a computer with limited screen space. Earlier in the year, when I first started to work from home, I really missed having all the monitors that I had at my office desk. And although I eventually got additional monitors for my home setup, they were on back order, so it took a little bit longer than I would have liked. While I eagerly awaited the arrival of my new monitors, I picked up a few tricks that I'll use forever. The first trick allows for you to easily set up your screen in a split view so you can see two windows at once. In order to make the most out of your limited screen space, you can take full advantage of something called split view. On a PC, that's accomplished by simply pressing the Windows key. That's an icon with 4 squares, should be to the left of your toolbar. Hold down that Windows key and press the left arrow. If you do that, it'll send what you're looking at to the left part of your screen. You can then choose another application and send that to the right side of the screen. This can be particularly helpful if you're jumping back and forth between information and have to look stuff up. On a Mac, you can accomplish the same thing by moving your cursor to the green circle on the top left part of an open window. And if you click and hold that down, don't let go until you see the menu pop up. That'll allow you to tile left or tile right your particular window. And if you do that, you can repeat for the other window on the other side. Just a simple trick to allow you to see two pieces of information at once. What I'll do now is I'll briefly demonstrate how we can utilize that split view. So first I'm going to send my presentation to the left side of the screen here. And I'm going to do that by pressing the Windows key to the left of the space bar. Press that and hold that down. Then I'm going to hit the left arrow. And what that does is it sends that to the left side of the screen. What I can then do is choose another window that I'd like to display on the remaining right side of the screen. So in order to do that, I can click an icon from down bottom here. This is a web browser. And what I'll do is I can now press that Windows icon again. I'll press that down. And while holding that down, I'll press the right side of the screen. So as you can see, it's helpful in viewing two pieces of information simultaneously. And so often we have to work across multiple applications or trying to compare and contrast. It's nice to see things at the same time. Another helpful trick when you have limited screen space takes place when you need to cycle quickly between two pieces of information. So if you don't need to see it at the same time, but keep going back and forth, there's another trick you can use. On a PC, all you would need to do is hold down the Alt button and then simultaneously press the Tab button. That'll allow you to cycle through any other open windows that you have. And you can press Tab repeatedly to get to other applications. On a Mac, what you would need to do is hold down Command and Shift together and then press the Tab button to get to another screen or application. Now what I'll do is I'll demonstrate how we can cycle quickly between two pieces of information. The previous tip allows us to see information at the same time on the same view. What this will allow us to do is maximize screen space and jump back and forth between two different items. So in order to do this, all I'm going to do on my PC is hold down the Alt key. And while holding down the Alt key, I'm going to press the Tab key. See, it brought up another window when I pressed it once, the last window that I was working in. I can now expand that. And I have my web browser here. What I'm going to do now is press and hold down the Alt key and press Tab one time. Brings me back to the last view we had. Again, press the Alt key while holding it down. Tap the Tab key. We're back on the prior window. So if you're jumping back and forth, this is a helpful tool. It's worth noting that if you hold down the Alt key, You can press tab a number of times, and that'll allow you to filter back to, switch back to other browser windows you may have open or other applications you might be working with. In this episode's bonus bite, I'll share with you how you can change your virtual background on Zoom. We have our own custom backgrounds here at Align, thanks to our wonderful marketing team. But if you have the ability, you do have the ability to change your background to whatever suits you best. This can easily be done by clicking the little caret next to the camera image on your Zoom menu bar. And once you've done that, you can choose virtual background. I have a number of options down here. So this is my Align Wealth background. I also have a nice little beach view for all of us that can't get away and wish we could find some time to relax. When I click on that, it allows me to change to a beach background. Pressing this plus icon would allow you to call into the Zoom platform any other images you have saved on your computer, whether you source those from your photo albums or perhaps an image online, whatever might suit you, you can save it down to your computer and then call it into Zoom by clicking on this plus icon. So liven up some of these virtual meetings that we're all doing these days. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hopefully you have an opportunity to work these tips into your day-to-day technology workings, and they make things simpler for you. We really appreciate your tuning in, and if there are any tips you've picked up along the way, please feel free to share them with us. We also encourage you to send this along to anybody who might benefit. Be well.